I get it, you're scrolling through endless projector listings, each one promising a theater-like experience, and you start wondering if any of them actually deliver outside the glossy photos. Too often the hype falls flat when you finally set it up in a dim living room and the picture looks washed out or the system feels like a puzzle you never finish. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon, and today I'm breaking down whether this XGIMI Horizon 20 lives up to those big promises or ends up as another shelf sitter. First off, the biggest hesitation people have with a projector at this price point is the fear of buying something that looks amazing on paper but turns out to be a compromise in everyday use. With the Horizon 20, the headlines are RGB Laser, Cinematic Certified, and Pro-level gaming features. Those sound impressive, but what really matters is how they translate when you're watching a family movie night, streaming a sports game, or trying to keep a competitive edge in a fast-paced shooter. I've spent a few evenings setting it up in a typical suburban living room, a small home office for presentations, and even a bedroom for late-night gaming, so let's talk about what actually happens. The first thing you notice is the all-in-one design. No separate lamp, separate speaker, no tangled cables to hide. You plug the unit into a wall, connect a streaming stick or your console, and you're ready to go. That simplicity is a huge win for anyone who isn't a tech-savvy handyman. The lossless optics mean the image stays sharp across the whole screen, so you don't get that soft focus look that cheap projectors sometimes suffer from when the image is stretched. In practice, when I projected a 1080p Blu-ray onto an 80-inch screen, the details in a forest scene stayed crisp and the colors felt vivid, not overly saturated. Now, the RGB Laser is the core of the picture quality. Unlike traditional lamp-based projectors that can drift in brightness over time, the laser stays consistent. On a rainy night with just a couple of floor lamps, the Horizon 20 pushed out about 3200 ISO lumens, which is enough to keep the picture bright enough that you don't have to darken the whole house. The color gamut was wide enough that a bright red sports jersey didn't bleed into orange, and skin tones looked natural. For gamers, the low input lag advertised as pro-level actually mattered. In a fast-paced FPS, the lag felt negligible, no double tap or ghosting that you sometimes get with cheaper projectors. That said, there are a few hidden trade-offs. First, the projector's native resolution is 1080p, not 4K. The marketing mentions 4K because the laser can display a 4K signal, but the image is upscaled rather than truly native 4K. If you're coming from a 4K TV and expect that level of pixel density on a 120-inch screen, you'll notice a slight softness, especially on fine text or UI elements. For movies and games that are already 1080p, the difference is minimal, but it's something to keep in mind if you plan to watch a lot of 4K streaming content. Another practical consideration is the throw distance. The Horizon 20 works best when placed about 2.5 to 3 meters from the screen for an 80-inch image. In a cramped apartment, you might have to sacrifice screen size or mount the projector on a ceiling bracket, which adds a bit of installation work. The built-in speaker is decent for casual viewing, but if you're after a true cinema vibe, you'll want an external sound system. The unit does have an HDMI 2.1 port, so hooking up a soundbar or a small AV receiver is straightforward, but it's not something the all-in-one label hides. Who should buy this? If you're a family that wants a flexible home theater that can double as a gaming hub without spending a fortune on a separate lamp replacement schedule, the Horizon 20 hits a sweet spot. Its laser source means you won't be swapping out bulbs every couple of years, and the 2-year warranty gives a bit of peace of mind. It also works well for home office presentations. Just plug in a laptop and you have a large format display without needing a dedicated conference room. And if you're a casual gamer who values low lag over absolute 4K fidelity, the pro gaming mode will feel responsive enough to keep you competitive. On the flip side, if you're a hardcore cinephile who insists on native 4K resolution, the lack of true 4K could be a deal breaker. Also, if you live in a bright day room with large windows and can't control ambient light, the 3200 lumens might still be insufficient for a vivid picture, pushing you toward a higher lumens model or a dedicated blackout curtain setup. Finally, if you're looking for a projector that's a plug-and-play replacement for a large TV with no extra audio gear, you'll probably need to budget for a sound system to get the full experience. Overall, the value of the Horizon 20 comes from its combination of laser stability, decent brightness, and a truly simple setup. You get a respectable image quality that holds.